Hello and welcome to another edition of the Cape May County Library's Reading Recommendation videos. This is number 8. I'm your host, Natalie. I'm going to be recommending 3 different titles today that you can find on our digital platforms, Libby and Hoopla. I'm going to talk at the end of the video about how you can check out these items and many more. I'm selecting in each video a variety of genres, including fiction and nonfiction. So hopefully every video will have a little something for everybody. And let's get started. And we're going to be posting these on Mondays and Wednesdays every week. So let's go. So the first item I have is my nonfiction pick for this week is Grunt by Mary Roach. Mary Roach has written a lot of nonfiction. They're kind of collections of essays about usually scientific topics. Grunt is, the subtitle is The Curious Science of Humans at War. So she explores a bunch of topics, scientific topics that have to do with the army and soldiers. So I'm going to check my notes real quick. So that includes how scientists have come up with solutions for dealing with hearing loss when you're in a battle, training medics to deal with the horribleness of injuries, of course, on the battlefield. This is maybe a grim book to start with. Also, why zippers are bad for snipers to have. So very interesting. I've read a couple different books of hers. Grunt in particular is on Libby in text and on Hoopla. There's some other audio versions of her books. She's written a couple, Packing for Mars, which is the science of space and space travel. Stiff, which is the science of death and handling bodies and that kind of stuff. Also a little bit of a grim topic. And she's also written Gulp. That's her newest book. It's the science of the alimentary canal. So all of the stuff that has to do with you tasting and swallowing and processing food. She has a really great style. It's kind of lighthearted. Every chapter is a different subject that she is exploring. She talks to different experts, so she's interviewing a lot of people. It's very interesting and cool. I kind of like the offbeat nonfiction. So if you're looking for something interesting and a little different and a nonfiction with like a science flair to it, this is Grunt by Mary Roach. Okay, so our next item is a nice long meaty read that is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Again, another item that's been made into a movie. The movie came out, I think, a couple of years ago. So in this novel, Theo, I couldn't remember the name of the protagonist, Theo loses his mother in the very beginning of the book in a tragic incident. And it kind of leaves him with this painting of the goldfinch that he sort of stole at the time. So he lives in New York City. His mother dies, and he's basically left alone. His dad, if I remember correctly, he's already been out of the picture for a while and is basically not interested in taking on his son. So Theo winds up living with a very rich friend who goes to his school. And his life kind of takes a much different trajectory. The first several pages are he and his mother have a really sweet relationship and they're living a sweet little life. And when she passes, his life utterly changes and how he handles that. He's young when it happens. And, this, of course, affects his life. And this stolen painting of the goldfinch is a bit of a weight on his shoulder. It reminds him of his mother. He's not really sure what to do with it. So it leads him along some very potentially dangerous, increasingly dangerous paths as he grows up and tries to find his way in life. It's a long read. Like I said, I think it's over 900 pages. It's available on Libby in text and audio, and I believe we have a couple of other titles of hers. Her other books are also pretty long, so if you're looking for a long read, it's thought-provoking and interesting. So that is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Okay, so my final pick, I don't always have the physical items with me, so this video I have drawn the book cover for Surprise Me by Sophie Kinsella. So Sophie Kinsella, you may recognize her name. She wrote the Shopaholic series. I'm a big fan and highly recommend her standalones. So Surprise Me is one of those standalones. The main characters, Sylvie and Dan, have been married for 10 years. They're living a great life. They have twin daughters. They have great jobs. They have a nice house. And as they're kind of living their lives, someone mentions, or I think they read an article or something, that they could live to be married for like 60 something more years. And that sort of panics them. Like, that's such a long time to be together with someone. Will they still be happy 65 years from now? So they each kind of decide they want to spice things up in their marriage and surprise each other to keep things like fresh and fun, and we want to stay together and be happy. So that starts kind of a bunch of misunderstandings and fun, like silly miscommunications. It's very cute. I love to listen to Sophie Kinsella's stuff. There's something about a narrator with like a British accent. Her books all take place in the UK. So this is on Libby in audio, and we have a lot of her other books. We have some of the Shopaholic series as well. We don't have all of them, but if you're looking for like a fun contemporary romance, her stuff is always really cute. You kind of know where it's going, but it's really, you enjoy the journey on the way, and all the little situations they end up in. So I highly recommend Sophie Kinsella's stuff, and Surprise Me is one of her newer titles. And like I said, that's on Libby in audio. Okay, so that's everything. Those are my recommendations for this week. So in order to get these titles, you're going to need your library card. So if you don't have a library card with us, no worries, no judgment. We would love to get you one. You can email us at reference@cmclibrary.org, and you can fill out a library card application if you go to our website. Our website is cmclibrary.org. There's a link right on the front page to fill out a library card application. You can email reference@cmclibrary.org if you are having trouble with your library card, or you think you have a library card but just can't find it or haven't used it in a while. You can also find information on how to get Libby and Hoopla on your various devices by going to our website. If you click on the menu and go to borrow, there is a page for ebooks, and that'll have links to Libby and Hoopla. You can get the apps and download them onto your various devices and get all of our great digital offerings. If you're looking for more recommendations, besides the items that I talk about in my videos specifically, you can go also to our menu, go to help and recommendations, and on our recommendations page we have links to a bunch of different resources that will help you find some other things that you might like to read. And we also have on that recommendations page a curated, personalized recommendation service. So you can fill that out, and one of our staff members will get back to you with some special picks based on things that you've liked to read in the past. So thank you so much for joining me. This is video number 8 of the library's reading recommendations. Stay tuned on our various social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're always adding new content, and we hope to see you guys again soon, and hope that you get some fun, nice reading done while we're all staying at home. Thanks.